Thank you, Vignesh.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah. Welcome everyone for this wonderful Microsoft Teams series. We have a lot of more classes are coming. Uh, Thanks for joining. Today I'm going to talk about getting started with Microsoft Teams development, the initial overview and what are the features available, how you can able to start your development and what are the things you need to know before starting. These are all the things I will show you and what is the benefit over there. And I believe the overview about Teams and the development given by Aravind last week. Uh, Today I'm going to give some more detail about the apps and message extension and everything. Okay. Before starting, just introduce myself. I am Jenkins Sendas, as a modern workplace solution architect and consultant. I have 15 plus years of experience. I'm a Microsoft Teams, Power Platform, and SharePoint Framework specialist, and an international speaker, blogger, and trainer. Organizer of SPS Bangalore and AOS Ambassador London. Okay. You can see my contacts in the right hand side. You can able to contact anytime, any clarification for Teams, Power Platform, or SharePoint Framework. Always I'll ready to help. And you can able to see my blog post, jenkinsblogs.com. And I can have a pages for my MS Teams info, regular, what are the new things coming, I'll share that. And you can able to get new updates from Microsoft Teams. Okay. Okay, today we move to the what's the session I'm going to do. First, I'll give some introductions about Teams, then platform, developer platform, what is the benefit and how to start. Then we'll discuss about the building apps and solution with Microsoft Teams. Um, and then we go with the extend your solution with Microsoft Graph. So overview about that. And finally, we can go with the building apps using solution accelerator. Like we have already available with the Power Platforms, as well as we have the app templates, everything I discussed, and the final also deployment options. Because really we want the deployment as well, right? Finally, we need. So I'll give more about the introduction as well as a little bit practical point of view. I'll show you because we have a continuous sessions to every part. For example, messages we have a separate session. Bots having separate session like that. We have a continuous series. That we have only 1 hour, right? I can cover how much able to share my knowledge with you. That's okay. Okay, Microsoft Teams. Everyone heard about Microsoft Teams. It's a fast-growing uh, product nowadays because of lockdown. People are more using. It's very compared to other products. This is a very fast-growing application in Microsoft history. Okay, because we have 13 million plus daily usage is there. Active users are there, and weekly active users, and we can able to see over 5 lakhs of organizations are using Teams. 91% of Fortune 100 companies using Teams, and 181 markets are using Teams with support for 53 languages and growing. Uh, but really, the start that everyone is allowed to use Microsoft Teams because of is able to utilize all the collaboration and able to add a lot of apps inside the based on your line of business, and you can able to utilize the existing apps by the different organizations. This is all the benefit over that we can able to use. Okay. So just to give little overview about Teams platform. First is communicates, right? Communicate first. Microsoft Teams solves the communication needs because of chats, meetings, and calls. We have upgrade from Skype for Business to Teams. That's the reason Microsoft first solved that and first introduced with communicate only. That Microsoft Teams evolved to a complete meetings and calling solution, including chat, voice, and video, now lives or video also. As we have completed our that's a roadmap being Skype for Business Online to here in the Teams. That's a Microsoft bring the communicate part. Second one is collaborate. Is a deeply integrate with Office apps like SharePoint, OneNote, PowerPoint, Excel, Word, Planner, Power BI, Power Apps like that. This integration is very strong integration. That's a when it comes to collaborate, deep Office integration enable today's multi-generate workspace. That's a big benefit over there. We can able to integrate our external cloud environment like Google, AWS, like that. Whatever the environment you have that environment, then you can able to connect if your administrator enable the feature. Okay, that's another collaboration point of view. Then it's a work with confidence. The reason behind is because it's tightly coupled with Office 365. It will utilize all the features, security, compliance, manageability, everything utilized from Office 365. That's a huge value behind that, right? The protection point of view, Office 365 already implemented 100% secure environment that you can utilize in Microsoft Teams. That's it. We have no worry about the security, compliance, and manageability. Okay. And now we are moving to the customize and extend model, where there we can think about our today's part, right? We are the series totally we are targeting customize and extend the application. How to bring our own line of business application inside the teams. That's our more expectation. The gain context without switching the context, a team's pillar of integration, right? It's a hub of the office, but also ability to simple your experience to reduce the information. For example, when you are doing any application, always every customer, every vertical or horizontal organizations, they have a different line of business expectation will be there. How to integrate with that? That's the main expectation here with the teamwork, because Microsoft Teams is the teamwork point of view. Wherever you are, you can able to implement your agile model or your DevOps model. Like that, we can able to implement easily. To cover all these models, always we need to integrate all your, for example, you want Azure DevOps inside your application channel. Then you need to bring out a planner like that. We can able to you need to integrate all the things, right? It's all possible. It's out of us, it's a lot of application Microsoft provided more than 300 connectors that we can able to use. But always line of business is our own application, right? Our own business, how to integrate. That's the main thing. We are going to extend our application. Okay. We have 3 types of apps. I hope most of them already attended last class, that session. You know that. But first party apps is nothing but all the Microsoft developed apps and the Microsoft Office products. What is the thing is Microsoft Teams company after what are the things available inside that enable better together scenarios. They have a first party apps like Word, Excel, SharePoint, like that. Is all come under the first party apps. Third party apps, other than Microsoft build, if you can also build and sub-publish it, it have some review process. You can able to clear all the issues, performance and security part. Then you can able to deploy in the third party app scenario. Okay, that is you can able to earn from there also. We have a award point of view like that. Likewise, lot of applications like Salesforce, Twitter, LinkedIn, like that. We have to integrate any application that's already built. That's a third-party application. Like a popular work application like Amazon, Azure, everything, right? This is all we are regularly using. We need to integrate that application. That's it. People in the third parties, they develop their applications and integrate it with Teams. So the custom application, that is our goal in our application to develop. That's our own line of business built by our own organization, custom for business needs and accessible by users in the teams or your channels, your tenant level. That's deployed in our own Azure server or and access from your teams, right? That's all the things. We have 3 types of teams out there. So where do we start? There's a base about that. You need to start from to build the applications, right? First, you need to understand what's the scenario you require. Okay, before starting, always remember that what's the purpose you are building the application. When you're building any application, you need to ask yourself, does it really solve your real world problem for a team, right? That's the first question. Then you don't want to build something which is not solving any business problem because there is no use of it, right? If you are if it solves the business problem, then it's really great. And then another thing is how many users going to use. You need to realize that. If anything, so one user are rarely 1 or 2 days using for a year, there's no use of developing a application, spending long time and do it, right? Let's always remember that and we can plan. And we want return investment. That's the main thing. The return investment app can be justifiable and easily You need to create. Then you need to plan for the app development. That's a decision making. You need to plan. Okay. Common scenarios people are okay, asking for Teams integration. Mostly in the Empower employee is the self-service, pulse survey, enterprise search, employment engagement, learning and development, onboarding schedule. That's all the different apps they are preferring. Engage customers, that's customer support tool, sales associate productivity, like that. They are different customers. They are coming and building this application. Who are in the project management, that they do project management, service incidents, engineering workflows. These are the things they are preferred to bring inside. This way, they can achieve their expectation from their line of business application. They can bring all this live tracking, operational effectiveness, everything there. We can able to integrate. That's a scenario you think about. These are the business customers. You have this type of business, they easily integrate. No need to worry about it. Already a lot of experience by another customers. Okay. Okay, these are a lot of customers already use this. A few many companies are that just given some example, the third party application, right? That is they use Salesforce, Qtip, Bitbucket. These are all the different popular applications, GitHub, everything. They want to integrate into Teams, then easily integrate because no need to build anything. It's a generic applications commonly used by most of the organization. We can easily bring inside. Okay, that's the first thing. Then what sort of industrial and horizontals are using here is we can understand all different type of verticals like airlines, finance, retail. Don't worry about this. These are the verticals only available like that. Every vertical is supported because every vertical is have a record a communication, record a collaboration, and record to integrate that line of business. Right. That's the expectation. Okay. The horizontal side like marketing, HR, your Central of Excellence group, like that we have a lot of things. Right? They are also want to use this application, like they can able to manage all these project things, shift management, and how to the resource going for different vertical to work, like that they have can easily manage, right? These are the different scenarios. It's already implemented successfully. They are using. We have a example there. That's why we can able to have more confident and implement it. This is all the different industries and horizontals they are using. Okay. As a simple architecture here, I can show you what are the different apps we have. Is the interface side, we have tabs, bots, adaptive cards. That is nothing but to bring the output for bots or tabs to bring properly. It's a user friendly like that. Okay, that's purpose is adaptive cards. It's not a separate app. It's integrated with everywhere. It's a message extensions or bots or tabs or task module like that. Wherever you want, you can able to use the adaptive cards. We have different type of cards. I'll explain that in the middle. Okay, we have a task module and notification. Notification is nothing but we want to get suddenly one weather information or something to notify in the team. Just for no need to communicate after that. Just sending the information. That scenario use the notification apps. Okay, that's a bot. Okay, it will get the information shared to the users. The backend, whatever you are developing, it will deploy in our Azure environment. Okay, and the second one option is we have a SharePoint framework. Whatever you are developing a SharePoint framework, we can able to bring in the apps like a tab. Okay, the tab option we have it's supported. Not only single tab, we can able to support multi tabs also from SharePoint framework. You can able to integrate. The right hand side you can see that Power Platforms. You can easily integrate all your Power Apps and Power BI inside your teams. No need to worry about it. Whatever you develop, you just go there and use the app and implement it where you want channel you want or your team you want as a tab. Okay, this is all the benefit over there. Inside that we have can able to utilize all these vertical point of view, different healthcare, retail, manufacturing. That's point of view. What are the line of business we can able to utilize? You are deploying our Azure, your business logic with the cloud and based on that, or your on premises. You can utilize the gateway and connect the data. So on-premise gateway is a separate application. You can able to connect from there using the connector option. We can bring, and we have the webhooks. We can able to utilize that also. The middle, everything is come to by the Graph API. Okay, always we are utilize the extended application also. We can able to use all the Graph API features to get the channels, tabs or message extension you need to control. You can able to do from your Graph APIs. Okay. This is a simple reference architecture to understand the apps, where is it, and the middle we have the APIs, and the backend we have the Azure, and you can able to utilize the SharePoint framework and Power Platform. This by default again the Power Platform and SharePoint framework also deployed in our Azure environment, right? Not our own Azure environment. It's a separate Azure environment. It's deployed. It's a cloud only, right? And also we have the option to utilize the line of business from your on premises. That's another benefit over here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, building the apps solution with the Microsoft Teams. Okay, first you can think about different scenarios. You can even do the now I have given some overview about this. What's the expectation from our development, and now we go for building apps and solution with Microsoft Teams. Okay, here we have the different options, right? Tabs allow you to surface rich content with the team, so you can bring the tools and services your team cares about, right info. You can able to bring it, right? That's like a tab you can able to show. I can go with the detail, and we have the bots, the smart chat skills for your users, one-to-one or one-to-many, like that. We can able to. There's a channel level bot or a personal bot, like the discussion with the chat level. We can able to do one-to-one or one-to-group or one-to-channel or team level. Okay, we can able to utilize the bots anywhere. Always, then the next one is the message extension and message actions together. Message extension, the first one is searching the data. Second one is the actions. Or we want to do some action back, then you can use the message actions. Okay, I'll show how the display is going on. Okay, always the message extension utilize the bot. Okay, the background it will first utilize the bot, then only it will support the message extension. That's we can remember the tabs. We don't want any bot integration for that. But bots and messages always need that, and notification also record the bot and also task manager. Only the tab is the individual thing. For example, I have a website. I want to bring that site as a tab, and in my site Teams, it's a runtime you want to load. Also, we can able to utilize. And finally, we have one is the hooks and connectors. Enable the external service to post message to the conversation and users, your users to send message to the service. You can take advantage over the cards and card action using the webhooks and the connectors. Okay, we'll go one by one. We can able to build for individuals as well as teams. That's nothing but personal apps or group apps or one-to-one bots or one-to-group bots, one-to channel level or team level bots. And we have a communication with a personal level and also it's a group, like a team level or channel level. That's all the things we can bring. I'm going fast because of time constraints. Okay. The other thing is easy to develop and distribute. Okay, first thing is you develop an application, you can publish your team. That is nothing but testing the application. Okay, you can test the application in your end using the ngrok and test from your end. It's fine, everything. Then you need to move publish to your tenant level. Publish your tenant level. You need to think about deployment. First thing is you need where to deploy, how to deploy it dynamically. Normally, most of the people utilize the GitHub, right? You deploy your application GitHub or your any of your version controller. From there you can deploy to the Azure and deploy things. The thing is always you need to deploy regularly, right? Every month or every week you want to deploy the new version of that. That scenarios you can go and deploy it in your Azure, and then you can able to access from your application. The third point is you can able to publish into Microsoft level. That's a publish to the store. Once you are submitted to the store, they have a 3 steps of process. They one by one they will come and share the details to you, and you can properly submit everything. Then your application in the public store. Then anyone can any tenant in the Office 365 they can able to access the application. You can able to get some rewards also once you have published your app. Okay, that's little process only, but it's take at least 1 week time. First 1 or 2 steps is take very fast. Then they will come with a review and comments. You need to face it and resubmit it. A lot of things to do, right? That's why it takes around 1 week. You can able to submit it. But that's a reason. Always you follow all the standards. Then it will go within 1 or 2 days. You can able to deploy. Okay. That's why you remember that development with the team level you can do it using the ngrok, and the second level you can do with the publish in the Azure environment and access to from tenant level. And the third one you can utilize in the store. Okay, you can deploy it to the Microsoft store. Building scenarios, some ideas to get you started before moving to the next level, right? First, you need to think about have a conversation about the work item, the tab. What are the things you want to display? It will bring as a tab, or it will bring as a conversation-based part, or it will you want to bring like a message extension, or you want to bring some like message actions, or it will like a task hub, like a planner, or like things you want to bring. This always you remember that, and you want to bring some approval process. For example, any organization have a Twitter account or LinkedIn accounts, right? What do they do is every Monday they publish some content, but the behind we have a big process, right? First take a finalist of content, and then they will review the content, and they do multiple reviews. One review is grammatical, then the second they do the content is really valid to the current scenarios, because organization always careful because their it will depend. Every message is affect the whole organization, right? That's always be careful all the reviews and then to do the publish. That's you can able to do from where you have a team. They can do all the activities inside the Microsoft Teams scenario. You can able to do. That's a so simple tweets also you can able to bring from there. Okay, and you can able to get some simple application like you want to find the place where to eat in this lunch break, or you go for a coffee or something to with your family or someone. If you want to think about the which is best place like that, you can able to identify from there itself. That's a one-to-one level. If you are taking your whole team, then you can plan like a team level activities you can bring, and you can able to make it some convert a chart to a sales opportunity like that. What we to do? For example, you can integrate with the artificial intelligence here, and you can, for example, I do some mention there. I want to some scenarios and identify some other application. I can take it from the test analytics or sentiment the data and push to here directly from wherever it is. If I or Yammer or wherever it is, I can show different content to my teams to discuss and place my order like that. That's a lot of scenarios you can think about it. Okay, for that you can create a team members. Then that's also scenario. Again, you want to do based on your request from the team level. You can able to do from the teams itself. Okay, so for app development, see, first you need to understand always apps have three phases. Okay, one is that is App Studio, that is nothing but a manifest file with two icons. Okay, that's a color.png means that's a one icon small and outline icon is a big icon. We can based on the place it will show you. Okay, and the second one is connector where you want to connect. That's a channel registration where you want to register your application. That's you need to register your Azure portal. Any bots or message extensions or task file you want to deploy, you need to register. Other than tabs, tabs not don't want to register. You can directly deploy in your application. Just deploy wherever it is you can able to use. Okay. The third one is application deployment. Okay, your application is like a developed of with a new functionality, line of business using web API or background jobs or whatever it is, right? It's deployed in any Azure environment or any cloud environment, wherever it is. But one condition is behind whatever you're deploying for Teams, it's always compiled with bot framework model, then it's support. Okay, if it's different frameworks are bot having Microsoft Azure bot framework also there, we have different providers there. You need to always think about it. It support only the Azure bot framework compiler. It's once it's executed, then only support. Other than that, fine. You need to think about is where you are deploying your manifest it in the Teams application connector in the Azure as well as your code in the Azure storage. Okay, these are 3 major activities you need to do. And also, what do you do? Building the apps. Get started with that. Understand the business. Then you can deploy, make it the apps today. Point of your developer, and then connect your service, and then you can go to automate the teamwork, whatever you want, using the Graph API. Then there's a life cycle, whatever you want to plan, and then you add the rich comments and integrate voice, video, whatever it is you want to extend. Whatever the existing application you want to extend, or you need to bring new logic behind it. Everything you can do. Finally, publish to the Azure or your tenant app catalog. That is nothing but in the Azure environment. You can deploy it and able to use the same process. You can able to utilize the SharePoint framework web parts also. There's no need a separate deployment. That's already deployed in your SharePoint framework, app catalog, or Azure deploy CDN, or anywhere, whatever the CDN using in the SharePoint document library or anything. That point of view, you need to take that and deploy directly using the App Studio. That's a manifest file only. Okay. Same concept, the deploying here, where the store the data or build the content. Okay, that's only the difference to do. Okay, first you can understand about the App Studio. Okay, what is App Studio? App Studio is a team app. That's I told you, manifest.json file. The developer which eliminates the need to manually craft the app package, consolidate many registration and management experience, reduce them like a easy click and go, right? That's you need to always prefer it. No need to do a lot of coding like that. For example, I'll show the code. If you go normally the app catalog look that's a manifest file looks how it looks it. You can go here. You can able to see the file here. Manifest. Okay. You can see the file like this. Okay, you have the version. You want to maintain the name, description, icons, and what are the configurable tabs or bots. You want to bots, static tabs or configurable tabs, connectors like that. It's have the compose extension, and we have the actions here. Okay, here the if you really planning for some action, you have that type here. It's type equal to action. Okay, like we can able. That's a for this, okay, it's one two options to bring this in easily. One is you can utilize the App Studio in your teams. Okay, wherever you have the teams, you can able to see the app without interacting with your application. Just you can directly go first. If you are in first time, the App Studio won't be there. Then directly type App Studio and install it. Okay, one time you can install. It's available always. If you are install your web or desktop, no problem. It's available for you every time. Okay, then just go to that. And for example, I'm going here and selecting the app catalog. Here you can see different options. Manifest editor. I'll come first this one. You can able to create any apps here. Create a new app, name, short name, identification. That's nothing but the ID you want to generate. And you can provide some package name, version, descriptions, developer point, who's the developer. For example, I give some name. For example, demo bot. Okay, and you can see MS Teams demo. But don't use Microsoft or like that names. It will not support. Okay, I'll generate an ID, and then I can say jpower 4 dot bot dot app or something like that. 1.0 point. It's always version is mandatory. The description point, you can give some more detail about the particular bot. For example, I'll give something like this. Let's say easy, right? And we can use something like this because it starts detailed there. Then I can go and provide who's developing. And your these all the mandatory ones. Always the ICT here. Yes, we need. For example, I can use like this, and you can, if you are planning to publish in the App Store, then you can provide your partner network ID. If you are an individual person, also you're able to create a Microsoft partner network ID. You can create it and use it or leave it. Okay, that's no need on that. You can terms and private URLs you can brand. Here the icons, which icon you are planning, full color icon or transparent outline or accent color like that. You have to bring some different color, the background, and you can go for a transparent outline. For example, I can take something like any of these icons. 1 second. Okay, I'll take these. Okay, little bit small. It's a size you need to careful and upload it. These are the basic information. Then you can go for it. You are planning for a tab. You can add a tab. What are the URL, the configuration URL you want, where you want scope, scope. From team level or group chat like that, you can plan. Okay, and then the one more thing is you can go for a bot. You can set up the bot here. Here you need to provide the SSN bot also. For example, already I registered in my Azure, then I can able to utilize here that ID. Or otherwise, you can use the ID here. Same I can maintain there. Okay. For example, I use my demo bot, and I can able to add all these scopes where you want messaging, what is there, or like that. If you are having messaging, voice, bot support, or uploading, downloading files, everything you can decide. Okay, where you want. These are three scopes always will be there. Which one you want, you can plan. Okay, like this, you can create it. Once created, if you're planning for message extension, you need a bot setup. Okay, otherwise it's not support. You can need a bot setup required to do that. Okay, it's creating. Okay, you got it. You want a password generate because this is a client secret data. You can take from your app registration portal or you get it from your Azure. That's same, both are. Okay, you can take it from there. I'll come with that point I'll show you. You want a endpoint API slash messages. Here you can provide your URL where the message extension is there. Okay, for example, jenkins.azure websites.net. Like that, you can able to provide the endpoint. Okay, which endpoint you want, and you want to add some command, you can able to add like this. These all the things you're able to do from the code also. That's a both approaches. If you are using element generator, then it will create for you dynamically. Okay, no need to worry about the App Studio. You need to create it. Okay, you can provide a command, and you can able to add multiple commands under that. You can plan based on that. It will work. Okay, and you can go for connectors, message extension, everything. Okay, and finally you can able to test and install. But the full name may have Microsoft Word. That's it's not supporting. You need to remove that Microsoft. Let's see. Normally, it's the what are the Microsoft defined words? It's not support. You can download it. If, for example, I show you, that's a main reason I'm showing here. Once you download it, you can go for the download folder. I can see the demo bot will be there. You can able to extract the folder. It's a zip file, right? It have the three files will be there. One is manifest and two icons. Okay, you can see the manifest. I'll open here in the Visual Studio Code. You can able to see all the whatever I entered, the ID, package name, everything available, the icons, names, description, right? I added the bot. That's it. Added the bot, right? And you have the permission you want to do or valid domains. What scenario it will go when you are using some different third-party domains like that? You can, for example, you want to use Azure part also. You can use it. Azure websites like that. You can say .NET. You can provide with the double quotes. Then it will support with the comma separator. It's array like that. It will take. Okay, how much you want, you can able to manage multiple domains like that. You have all the permission apps, IDs, this ID, everything we can able to get. The same part only I did. What I did is the code itself we bring it. There's two things, two availabilities there. Okay, that's the app catalog. Okay, that's point of only how to create it app like the same thing I'll added in that presentation also. This the main purpose is it's some configuration. That's the intermediate from Microsoft Teams application to our where the code is available, where which purpose we are doing. This all the things it's refer. The code available how it's refer using the ID. If you are using bot ID, you have a bot registration in the Azure environment. Okay, that will directly communicate. For example, I'll show the Azure part. Always you need a registration for that. Portal.azure.com. You log in with your Azure environment, whatever you have a ID, you can use. Whenever you are go for Azure portal, you can able to see all our already registered things, right? You can able to see the, for example, these are bot channel registration. Okay, if you have see that bot channel registration, you can able to see all these settings, everything. When you are doing first time, okay, then go to there, create a resource. You can type bot, you can get bot channel registration, then create it. You'll create all the references, a name, which is where you are going, everything. This is one part. You are not doing any coding here, just publishing these bot information to the user. Okay, that's a particular where now the one broker, the mediator like that is available the manifest from Teams to this bot registration. The registration having the reference to where it's stored. That's a message extension point, right? The endpoint where is the same available there, right? We can use that extension where the code available, it will execute. And we have the secret app ID and password automatically create, or you can create yourself. You can, that's the main purpose we are doing, right? Because of the secret ID only, it's validate where you are. The Azure is, you don't want the same environment to bring the Azure. If you need logins, but you can use this secret ID and app ID, it will automatically identify and it will communicate from the Teams manifest to your code. Okay. Here only it's a mapping point of view. Okay. Here the this code is totally, I'm mentioning about the details. You can refer that. Okay. Whatever I created the manifest file, the slides are there. Okay. Finally, you get this, and then second part is adaptive cards. That's a really important point because our adaptive card is very much useful for every application, bot or your message extension or your task everywhere. Okay, and we have two other things: hero, recipient, and also in this app catalog you have the option card editor. We have other cards also. When you create card, hero, thumbnail card, adaptive card will be there. We have multiple other cards also there. These things are Microsoft supported and also recommended one. If you have other cards, some cards are supported. Just refer in the site. We have the list is there. We don't have time to, I don't want to show. Okay, you can able to utilize the other cards, but preferred one is adaptive card because it support more reasons. We are able to do with lot of places. Just create a card. What it do is, for example, I create a card. It will provide the code for C#, JSON like this. It's a template. Think about the template. Like this, if you want a data, you can plan. And it will support limited functionalities only. Okay, it's not everything to do. You can able to see the adaptive card, hero card, thumbnail card, or Office 365 card. You can, this is a different look and feel you can bring, and it will support the action point, open a URL or a submit or show card. These three things only the adaptive card support. Nothing but open a URL is redirected to some other web page. Submit in the sense you have some input received from the user and it's submitted, and you can able to show next level you want to do something. You can use the show card. Likewise, we have the three action types of for adaptive cards. Okay, the others are not supported. Okay, these are the base. Okay, it's all three things: Azure registration, manifest registration, then adaptive card. These are the basic for developing an app. Okay, now we go for building it today. What to do? First, you need to know what to develop and how to develop, because everyone have different knowledge. Some people come from C# development or whatever the Visual Studio development, and not only C#. I mentioned like a Visual Studio. You can C# or VB.NET or FX.NET, whatever it is, F# like that. Whatever it is, just I can correct that because mostly people use C#. That's the reason I mentioned C#. The second point is Node. If you specific to you're a specialist in Node, likewise, you're writing a Node application into a Notepad and deploy, or your Visual Studio application, don't want to integrate with any other generator or anything, you can able to do. That's the second one, using Node. I'll show the example for that. Okay. The third one is EMR generator. That is developed by Victor, one of the MEP person. He developed and published. Now Microsoft taken over last 3 months, 2 months before, I think so. I think it's March, I think. So Microsoft taken over. Now it's available in Microsoft site itself. Before it's a community like a PNB, right? It's community whatever developed and shared. But now it's come under the PNB with Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft supporting. Okay, these three options. Which one you are prefer? You need to think. But I always prefer using the your Teams. The reason is he can easily do, because of we are doing a lot of SharePoint framework. The coding side already we are familiar with the React, no code, everything, right? Then same thing you are utilizing here in your teams. Node also is really easy. I'll share one blog post you can able to see here. There's a code, don't need to worry about it. Just write a code in a single notepad and you can able to run the application. Okay, that's another easy way to do the application. Yeah, this is an application. It's a message engine I developed with a single line of code. There's not used any tools or generator. Just directly used NGRock and build the application. Just a one-line notepad application with all the functionality what we want, and we created one manifest, manually go to their Teams application and deployed it. It's working. Okay, that's an easy way to do that. And you can install this C5 and bot builder. Because of the bot builder is required, as I installed and build compile with that, then it support. And I created the manifest. Okay, this I can share here. You can able to get after that. Okay, if you want, you can refer. Okay, the third one is SEO teams. The SEO teams nowadays is very popular. Don't want to depend anyone. Just go your command prompt. For example, I go with this in one of the folder. Okay, I'll create one, just a simple application, how it looks. You can able to create like this CD test demo, sorry, MS series demo like that. Sorry, may empty first, make the folder. Then CS, and here just type, before that you need to install the sorry, your teams, otherwise it's not support. No, right? Your node, NPM, and your teams you need to install. Then it support. Then you'll directly go here. It will ask same like what we are doing for SharePoint framework. Same concept. You can able to develop the application. It will come like this. You can give the solution name, current folder, same concept, right? Title of the application project you want, something like that. App example. Then you can go for your company name you can provide, and you can select the latest one 1.6. Previous successful one is 1.5. Still have some preview also. You can the latest version they are including. You will provide the partner ID if you have, leave it. It will create the manifest also. You can able to modify every time. You can able to identify you want a tab or you want a bot or you want to develop a webhook or a connector or a extension command or localization support. That's nothing but for language part. Okay, for example, like select the tab, it will bring the solution URL. You can able to modify. Don't think everything is a first time I need to very careful and do. Always it's editable. Okay, then you can go with thinking about the load and you can framework you want, Azure insights you want or not, like you decide, and you can say example tab. You can provide and you can press personalized or a configure your decide. And if you want any Azure ADC single sign-up support or not like that, can provide, it will create. This is simple steps it will create using the same way. Your Visual Studio also support. Don't worry about that. Just go to here. There you can type search a bot framework template. If not available, just install it. 2009 it's by default coming. 2017 you need to install. Just search it and install it. Then it's available. You can develop the using the bot framework template. Develop your bot, message extension, everything. Okay, that's a Visual Studio part. Node part is directly you're right. You are a node expert, then it's very easy to do that. Okay, how these are the things you are do the development activities, right? Now I'll show some message extension and actions, how to looks and everything. Okay, you need to understand, right? The message extension search for or show recently viewed reports. Like say if you are example, it's a scenario. Then you can go. This message extension nothing but whenever you go your application, for example, you are in the conversation, the Teams or channel. I hope everyone knows about channel and Teams, right? Teams is nothing but grouping of group of one project members to go into access all the channel. The channel is nothing but a separating the task to bring us a different group like developer, group, testing group, deployment group, configuration to team group, like that. Okay, that's the channels. Okay, this I'll go here. Whenever I'm doing the conversation, right? This conversation is like some message extension. Where the bottom, the we have a lot of things. For example, I'm selecting here. These are the different message extension options available. When you have this already, is the message extension project is there. I think it's not running. That's the reason it's not having any data. ESPN, some numbers, but because of it's not running, I already removed that. It's you can able to get all the information. Okay, likewise, you can able to get any poly or like that. For example, I'll select. I'll stick a poly. You can get like this. You can able to access the different application, and we can able to create a survey, and you can able to use these are is the message. These are coming under is a message extension. For example, I deploy some apps. Okay, we can go fast because time constraint. At least I'll show something, right? I'll deploy one app. How to do is first I can upload that. Okay, the sorry, the manifest part. Okay, this I'll give some example. For example, I'm going to use some bot. Okay, I'll show one bot first. I can flight info bot. Let's say example developed by Microsoft only. Okay, there's a community part. Okay, just we have a flight info bot. Just I'm adding some team. For example, adding to general team users, whatever it is. I can set a bot. Any channel you can able to type the channel name. You can able to find it. Okay, now I can say I want to do some booking part, right? If you want to do this is the bot name, right? If always you can use that, you can find the bot name. Okay, you can able to take it and then you can do the process. Okay, now the bot bring the request form. This is the adaptive card. The output is the adaptive card. Okay, for example, I'm selecting some place, Seattle, and like the date I can select. This is the old data. That's a selecting December 31st. Okay, just show the play. It's bring the other next adaptive card, the card information pushing here and show you. Okay, it will show you. We'll see it. What is it? Today 31st. I'll select 30. Okay. Okay. Again, what I do is I'll do one more time. Right. You understand that's a bot conversation, how it will be bringing that. You can select some locations to book a flight. It's bring the data, which flight you want. For example, I was selecting this one, it will sending other information to the user and saying so details of it. It's bring the data. And you can able to find that flight PNR. For example, PNR, you can rebook the passenger if you're able to do. You want to do some other option. Likewise, the conversation part you can able to do, right? The same way, if you have the message extension here, we can able to, this is the message action. Okay. Here, whatever is coming is a message action. This is a more actions, nothing but message action. Whatever you are developing, it will bring here. The tab part, whatever the tabs, I'll bring all the example first. After that, I explain the details. Okay, for example, I can use this one. This application already there. Okay, it's loading. Yeah, we get this application. This is just an output. Okay, it's deployed in Azure. It's nothing is there. This just I can mention that. Okay, it's a simple application. You can able to see. This is a tab. It's a lot of income. You can able to bring multiple tabs. For example, I can bring multiple tab. I think this the ngrok is not running. You can able to see the multiple tabs here. I bring this from the SharePoint framework. Okay, SharePoint framework web part. I'm loaded this one. Okay, it's bringing from our SharePoint tenant. Okay, it's loading the products, services, and technologies from SharePoint. Okay, it's load. It'll wait for some time. Okay, now we understand the three things. One is bot, One is tabs and message actions. Okay, the same thing. You can load that message as extension. I'll show other example, and tabs also I have some example there. Okay, it's taking time. It's a tab with the content will load. Okay, I'll show you different things. When you upload the other application, for example, the HR app is the Condenso standard one. You can see it's installing. This the application are having only manifest files. Okay, it's a reference having. Okay, it's these applications. The good thing is it's having tabs, bots, messages, notification, personal app. Everywhere it's available. Okay, then I can go here and search something like I can deploy in general JPOS for team. Okay, and set up it. It's only for the team level. I'm setting first. It's installing, and it will ask you to configure the tab name you want to provide. First is the tab. Okay, list all sheets. Okay, something like principal product manager things requirement like that. It's a recruitment like that. You can able to list all the things. Okay, it's loading. You can get all the information. It's a tab where you want to get a report. The same point. I'll go here. I'll type that's Condenso, right? You can see the Condenso HR and what to do. When I want the top candidates, I can say and enter. It will bring the list of top candidates there. It's work like a bot. Okay, first one is look like a tab. The second one is work like a bot. Okay, it will take time. One more time I'll try. Maybe it's taking time. I can say top candidates. Sorry, the same one. I can go to schedule open positions. Sometimes the bots take some delay in the bringing the data from Azure because these all development environments, right? So that's the reason. If you're production, then it will go fast. Don't worry about it because of productions always have more cache environment there. Okay, it will bring. In meantime, I'll show the message engine. Okay, we click here HR and also it's coming here. It's a but it's not coming there. Okay. It's not loading the informations. Okay, maybe my network issue. Okay, this is software engineers or whatever it is, you can able to search it and get. This is a message extension, and you can submit the data to the user. Once ready, you can able to submit. These also not there. 1 second, I can bring. One minute. Okay. Now I can explain this and come back. Okay, you can able to see here. Okay, this the same message extension here. You can see this item, right? When you search it, you can bring here, and you can able to push the data in the screen. Okay, that's using the cards. Which card you want, you can plan, compose the data, and bring the adaptive cards. Okay. The second point is you can share to a team with any of it that you can use the @ symbol from specific user. I think some sounds coming. Okay, you can able to use the message extension, and the same way you can see the message actions will be there. You can able to use message action. And the code I'll show the part here. When you go for a bot message extension, you can think about the bot first. We have the Microsoft that ID will add here, and we have the commands for the message extension, and we can see the parameter. What are the things you want to pass the search well. Whenever I'm typing something, it's not coming right. The same thing. You need to provide the information and get from the service and display back. Okay, and if you go for a creating for a action point, then you can see the command. Another command I can add, and you can able to see that the action is type is action, and we can pass the message from the context. Then it will allow you to do from the action point. I'll show that, right? When you go in the every conversation have the dot will be there. There you can make it start the actions. The bottom you can able to send the message extensions. Your functionality you think about it, what to do and when to do. These are all the scenarios you can create which app is preferred or useful for you. Okay, you can plan. And the tabs. Tab is always think about different type of websites or your task display you want to show. Okay, for example, You can able to show the reports, lead path numbers is this month, and we have the grid level data you want, like a normal website output like that we want. Then you can go with the tabs, okay, and then you can go on to start in the context of that. You can utilize the tab with the chat contacts inside the same place. The right hand side you can able to enable and bring with the communication for that particular tab level. That's another big advantage over here. We can able to integrate with the simple commands. No need to write law match. Okay, that's another benefit. Okay, utilize the same in the mobile also. Post the tab threads and everything in the mobile, and you can able to access. Okay, when you point of the static tabs, already show the example, right? The same example screenshot here. We no need a configuration, just personal scope is display the data. But when you go for a configurable tab, it's a, you can see the personal scope. Then direct HTML page also fine. It will work. Okay. When you go for a configuration and content, you have an option to write a tab name. What are the things you want to select? Different of like a web part properties. If you are a SharePoint developer, you know, right? You can, based on the web part property, it will display the content in that web part. Likewise, you can able to bring different contexts. Based on the context, you can able to load the data in the screen. That's the configuration, tab configuration and content display how we are able to do. Okay, there's a configuration side in the middle. You need to use that. Okay. The next one is bots and task modules. That bot already shown, right? The same one. We can see that we have the three scopes: teams, personal, and the group chat. Okay, three scopes we can utilize. We can able to create a bot, and with a different scope we can plan. Where teams level or a personal level 1-to-1 or a group chat 1-to-group. Okay, and the second one is notification bots. Always you remember this notification only true, then it's not like a conversational bot. It behave like a notification. Sole purpose is only delivery information. The notification bot, how it looks, work it. Just I'll show you. I'll go here and add one more bot. For example, I have a notification app is there. Notification app is there. I can open. Okay. It's a simple app. It's a bot only, but it will not do the conversation. Just give one information. Okay. This information, for example, is installed, right? I'll go and add it. It's a one directly you add means it's a personal one, or it will come as a it will load like this. It's not bring the data. I want to bring social events and show notifications. It will bring that particular list of details. It will show here. Okay, you can able to this adaptive card display with the image and the content. We can able to give the action point. Click it. It will go the different URL. It will open a separate URL and give more details about the particular particular event. Okay. Likewise, it will work for you. Okay. You can see that that's a notification bot. You need to understand, right, the purpose and what is that. You can use this 1-to-1 or 1-to-group as well as team level. Okay, and send and receive files if you want. You can see support files through in that bot level. Then it's able to support its attachments or whatever you want to pass with your bot with the documents. You can able to do as an attachment level. Okay. And you can able to, that's already I shown one example, right? If you want to do review everything, you can do the process, do from here, submit the post for approval. They do discussion about in the Teams or channel itself, and everything's fine. Then notify to the right team, and then it will move to a corresponding tutor or wherever it is. Then if you want to find a place, this example is very easy. Which person to identify or which app to identify, like that, your map to command box gives your global access to the app. While you are already installed there, then you can able to use that app to identify the where to eat or search the data. This coming is, I'll show you. In the top, you can go with the teams. Wherever goes the team. 1 second. 1 second. You have this top, wherever it is a calendar or everything. The top search bar is still always there. Okay. Here you can want to add something like places. It will bring the location. Okay, for example, I'm typing Chennai. It will bring the place. Okay. For example, I type Delhi. If you want to like this information, some different scenarios, you can able to utilize these features. Search from, that's something the app, you can easily search and get it. As a 1-to-1, you need to get information like finding a place to eat. For example, Sarana stores or whatever you want to find. For example, I click Sarana store, it will bring in the data, right? Likewise, if you want a hardship, so different places you have the hardship, right? It will bring in. You need to identify, right? These things is a very easy, same type of app you want to bring, deploy, you can able to deploy using the personal level. It's a personal app. Okay. You can able to get anytime with the search bars and it will bring the details from that app. Okay. Okay, these all the same thing only. I'll go little app template because of time concern. I do show. Now I showed all the different type of apps, right? We can understand that. But one more thing is very useful for whoever in the end user point of view, little bit knowledge about develop technology, like what are the Azure available, a little bit form filling. Then you go with the app template. App template is nothing but pre-built applications. Application available in Microsoft. That's a plug and play experience. Okay, you can see the image itself. You understand. The apps store apps is no code, and the app template low code, no code. This store apps is nothing but it's a third party apps who are already other people developed. We are using app template is nothing but little bit configuration you need to do, and you can able to deploy in your Azure, and you can able to access from your teams. Code from scratch app is already explained, right? Message extensions or whatever it is you want to develop. This app template, we have a one-click deployment, but have to do some configuration. Always like that. Okay, you can see this available here. Now in market is available this search, company communicator, FAQ plus, icebreaker, custom stickers, and celebrity. These all the things already there. Is coming soon. Meeting room or HR support, Scrum board, these are there. They are going to. It's already in the preview. You can able to access. Just I click this URL, you can able to see. Here the app template, how to use it. Whenever I'm seeing this is associate insights. Okay, you can able to utilize the Power Apps as a template, and we have a SharePoint in the background to store all the details and maintaining. You have the attendance. Whenever I want to deploy, I feel that this app is useful. I go and do it. How to do it? Always it have a get in on GitHub only link for every app. Okay, just I click it here. It will open a new window. You can see here. If you are a business analyst or someone, don't worry about it. Just go here. Deployment guide will be there. First, you can understand the app, use the documentation, and the second thing you can use the deployment guide. Once you deployment guide, it will ask the prerequisites. These are all the things you need for these apps. These are app service plan, parts channel registration. These are the things required. Okay. Then you can go and register an app. Only one step. I showed right how to register the. Thus you need to register it. Okay. After that, once you register, you need to get all the information. Right. Just go and deploy to Azure. You can whatever things it's asking. You need to provide the proper information. That's it. It will deploy the app for you. Then you can able to use it. Use it using the file here. Whenever you go with a file, you have the manifest file folder will be there. That folder, we have 3 files. You can download it, just modify the IDs and use it. That's it. You don't want to create any Visual Studio application or UI generator or Node. Nothing is required. Directly you can deploy. That's the app template point. We have different app templates, attendance, daily, every month they are increasing. You can go and check. See, now a lot of things. I'll report the presentation long back. That's we have. You see a lot of things already there. Okay, book room celebrations, then company communicator, crowd soda, custom stickers, expert finance. This one main good advantage for the business is related to you. You go and use it. Then and one more thing is if you are feel that I want to extend something, you have the code output is there. All the code is there. Source code is there. Just download it and modify whatever. It's mostly developed by C# only. That's how you can go and modify the code and utilize your own features. Extend the application. No need to write from the scratch, right? That's another very good thing from using the app template. Okay, that's only I'm talking here with how to do it HR things, and you can able to that's how communicating with different things. This is like nothing but a user manual like that. Screens are there. Okay, this is a company communicator. The second, another one is we need to complete all the things, right? Yes, I'll show you. Because of every topics you are going on the next sessions, we get the detail line by go development will they will show you. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, here the graph, extend your solution with Microsoft Graph. That's a very important point. Whenever I'm using any application in Office 365, now we want to do some creating a channel or a group from your application, use this graph, Microsoft Graph. Okay, it's something is in the graph 1.0 version, something in the beta, something's already moved to beta to 1.1. Okay, you can able to utilize all this. You can able to create dynamically create tabs. These are the scenarios you're looking for your uh, applications to execute like a cycle, life cycle you want to do. Whenever I'm team created, I want to do when this team to Esper, when you to archival, you need to move read only to make it, or you want to do some adding a users different owners inside. These are all the things you can want to do dynamically. You can utilize this Graph API and implement. Okay, using your Azure Automation or Azure Web Jobs like that. We have always know about the two types of permissions. One is delegated permission, one is application permission. Otherwise, it's not support. Every apps have a separate permission will be there. You can able to identify from whenever go here in your Graph API, Microsoft Graph Explorer, you can able to know the permissions. Okay, new look is available now. Microsoft changed the old look. Now you can able to find which permission you want. Also, able to easily when you log in, you can able to identify which permission want to provide for the particular request. For example, I'm going to get a team name or something. I want to get more details about that. The team's apps or then my teams. You can able to get more apps there. You can hear the option to identify what are the permissions. For example, modify permission. You can able to do these are the permission required for the particular request. Okay, you need to remember that you want to do one. These are the is mandatory. These two, then only it will support. Like that, you can identify and give the permission from there in your application in the Azure. The app permissions there is in Azure registration app permission. You can provide this one. Then it's easily to do. Okay, always remember that permission is very important point. Using that, then you can able to use Graph can automate team lifecycle. Easily, you can able to create a team, add members and owners, configure team settings, add channels, install apps, add tabs, send a message, archive or delete the team when the time comes. Like this, these are all the setup you can able to do dynamically. For example, I request my user to fill a form for a new team request or channel. Then they fill all the things. You can able to do in the background. These all the process if it is approved. You know, do the review process like that, right? These are the good benefits from the Microsoft Graph we can able to achieve. Okay, the life cycle automation we can able to use this Graph API and also some other scenarios. Whatever your line of business expectation, utilize this Graph API and implement it. Okay. The final one is building teams using solution acceleration, different options. Okay. First one is SharePoint plus Teams. Already many places I mentioned. You can able to utilize a SharePoint framework or web parts, and you can implement in your Teams. Okay. Just you want to create a manifest that's already there. Now you can able to use easily. No need to deploy anything. Just your app catalog. The sync button will be there. Just click the sync button. It will deploy. Okay. No need to after develop whatever the application you are developed. Whenever you are developing an application for SharePoint using SharePoint framework, you can deploy in your app catalog, right? Whenever I developed for Teams, I feel that I wanted this the Teams. If you go here, you can see the sync button will be sync to Teams because it's a different solution that is not showing as an extension. One second, these are all the extensions. This is okay. Here you can see. The sync to Teams, why it's not showing? Already synced, I think so. Once again, I'll remove that. Yeah, this application not synced. That's why you can go and sync the Teams. It will automatically come to the your Teams application. Where you want to deploy, you can go and search it and get it. Okay, this whenever you are deployed, that's a good advantage here. Whatever you develop for SharePoint framework, you can able to reuse the application without doing any configuration. Just seeing it, then go and add the tab. Okay, that's the benefit over there. You can able to utilize. Okay, that's like another point is we can able to utilize the Power Platform. Okay, whenever Power Platform point of view, you can see Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agent, right? These all the different portals available. You can able to integrate. If you like to integrate this application in our applications, you can no need to worry about it. Just develop our application. These apps are available always available in the Teams. Okay. Before going the lifecycle management, just I'll show you. Whenever I'm going to any Teams and adding a new tab, say Power, you can able to see Power BI and Power Automate will sorry, Power BI and Power Apps will be there. Okay, here you can see Power BI. It will ask you to select the different workspaces, whatever you have. I selected this one and save. It will available in your tab. Okay, it's available here. Okay, it's nothing but you can able to get the report easily with your channel without doing any code. It is developed already in the Power BI. Okay, it's bringing here. Okay, you can able to see all the pages also, whatever pages you created for that particular. Same way, when you go for a Power Apps, you can see that the Power Apps also, what are the apps available in that tenant, you can able to get it. Okay, all only. Okay, I can check something like conference demo. Okay. You can able to get it, this app here in the Power App. Okay, when you are adding new item or you want to know the signature pen, this whoever knows Power Apps, you know about that. You can able to use the touch screen pen in board because the Power Apps is accessed from mobile also, right? That's you can able to use all these availability. Okay, you can able to go back like this. You can use the other application inside your Teams. Okay, it's easily no need to write a lot of codes. What are things permission for you able to access that. Okay, that's all permission is implemented there. Okay, final thing is publish your apps to your organization. That's little bit you want to do that. Always you can remember that you need a web app in Azure. Then you are a repository in GitHub or any repository, no problem. Which one is you want, you can use it and create an app using your Teams or your C#, whatever it is. Okay, then you can build the app, deploy it in using the Azure, using the Git part. If you are a Git, if you are using different repository, use that one. Okay, and then you can package the Teams and test the app. These are the simple steps. Take at least 10 to 15 minutes to deploy a single thing because all the files to move from your GitHub repository to Azure, it takes little time to all the configuration point of view, and then it will work. Okay, you can able to access whatever the app I already told, right? One is from the IBM deploy tab. It's deployed in my Azure environment. Okay, I can show the Azure part. You can able to see my home environment. You can see here the code available here. One second, not on this one. Where is the storage? Oh, sorry, I deployed in another Azure tenant. That's the reason it's not available here. That is another one is there. We used for the same tenant only. Just I log in with that. Yeah, here you can see that the different apps are deployed here. You can able to see, right? This deployment it's away from happen from your application. Okay. Then likewise you can plan where you want to deploy. This is the URL. It's executing. Here you can see that application. If you really want that tab, here you can say. I think tab. I think so. I forget the URL. Okay. Likewise, we can able to get it in your app. I can get the URL here. Okay. Okay. Likewise, you can able to access your application and deploy the application. Whatever I'm discussing, right? Microsoft message extension, tabs, webhooks, connectors, message. What is it? Task modules. and also this deployment with the application, everything you have a separate session also there. Just I give here the getting started, you have a confident, you have a knowledge in C Sharp or Node, any of this technology, you can easily develop the application without having any big knowledge. You just understand about these applications enough to do that. You can able to do. Okay, you have a lot of tools to develop easily, and you can able to deploy everything. You have a proper steps there. Okay, you can able to do. Okay, and here thank you with that. Before that, questions per time. Anyone have? Please